Hello everyone. This week we held meetings in Incheon and Gwangju in Daegun, and it was very grateful. By the grace of God, we were just preparing for the grand conference. But suddenly the incidence of COVID-19 reduced, so we are able to meet face to face. This is really great. And for the second time, the gracious choir came, and I am so happy. Actually, I'm at the meeting in Gwangju right now. I came to Gwangju after a meeting in Incheon. I'm not really sure whether I can be to the Gwangju for a conference or a music concert. This is so because the music during this conference has had much greater influence than my sermon. And I am so happy and grateful. When I see the choir practicing in Incheon and Gwangju, I see the choir conductor teaching the choir gradually. In the same way, when I teach our pastors gradually, they also change. Even though the conductor is my daughter, she leads the choir and develops them. When I compare myself to the conductor, I feel I'm so down. There are many times when I think that our church will be much better if we train pastors like the Gracious in the future. In the Bible, there is a story of Ananias and Sapphira, and it is very sad that these people believed in Jesus and received the forgiveness of sins, but they constantly followed their desire. So Peter said in Acts chapter 5 verse 4, "While it remained, was it not thy own? And after it was sold, was it not in thy own power? You don't have to donate your land freely. You can just own it all, and you can sell it and use it as you like. But why are you deceiving the Holy Spirit and telling lies?" We can have a lot of that in our lives as well. God doesn't need people to show any good behavior, but people pretend that they are good and do nothing wrong. It's not pleasing to God that we lack and are not good at offering, but today I want to give a little offering today. There is no problem. In our church, we don't write names when we pay offering, and so we do not know who is making the donation. So I don't know how much about that. On the other hand, people want to show the others that what they have done, so they be various problems. In a reformed church like ours, it's a precious thing to offer our material to God. But if Satan works, we can face hardships like Ananias and Sapphira and see such things. If you can't do it, there is nothing wrong with saying you can't do it. It's even better to admit that you lack so you can seek God. If you depend on God and ask for God, then you can be better. And don't say that everything is good just because you gave offering. We cannot say every offering is good because it would have been better if Ananias and Sapphira had not given their offering. The fact is that if you follow and pretend, even though you do not have it in our heart, it does not please God. This problem isn't just with Ananias and Sapphira, but most of us too. I too, and almost everyone is like that. In everyone's heart, we think we do well for church and we are quite good, so we have the heart to care for myself. This feeling is in everyone. Because of that, Satan uses these minds to deceive us and cause us to stumble. Actually, the fact that we lack is not a problem because we are lacking in nature. It is the perfect condition for God to work for us. The more we are lacking, God can be established in our hearts, and it is an opportunity to receive blessings and grace. It is true that I live materially richer than in the past, but when I look back in the past, I feel that there were many times when I was happier in the past compared to now. Therefore, in difficult times, I had to seek God more in the past, prayed to God, felt God's approval, and walked with God. But nowadays, many of us eat and live well, so we will become far from God. As we live our lives, do not live an outward life just like life as it is. When we live as it is, we can be blessed. Unfortunately, Many people try to be recognized by others like Ananias and Sapphira. Peter asked Ananias and Sapphira if that was the whole price of the land. They said, "That's all." And this was a problem. If Ananias and Sapphira were dragging their feet when they spoke, "Oh, didn't you give all the material?" Yes, yes. Thinking about it, I don't think they would have died if they said this. But it was because they lived a life that was so skillful. In reality, when we are having a hard time, when we have hardship, when we are poor, it seems difficult, but it is better because we can get closer to the Lord and have more opportunities to see God. Now I saw them all turned into blessings. In the past, there were times when we were a little difficult, but at that time we were so grateful that we could see God's approval and get closer than we felt these days. So it's not that it's good that you are materially wealthy and free. It's not that it's better to be able to spend as much money as you want. It's better to be able to find the Lord in difficulty, to be close to the Lord, to pray and to read the Bible. And sometimes even if you are a little rich, it's better to offer to the Lord and please God. And then I think it will be even more blessed. According to the books of Acts, when we are filled with the Holy Spirit, just as Ananias and Sapphira were, there can be problems in our lives too. So I believe that there is nothing more blessed than relying on God. Have you ever had a hard time because you don't have enough money? It's hard to forget when that happens, right? We need such difficult times, and when we meet some of these difficulties, we can't do it on our own. So we seek the Lord and we need such things. So God gives us difficulties and hardships. Because all these things work together for good. Sometimes we may be poor, but it doesn't mean we should be unhappy. And at other times, we may be rich. It doesn't mean we should be happy. Because God is the God who made both day and night. Everything in our lives can work together for good. And if we live in memory of Jesus, everything will be blessed. I believe it will be a glorious life. Thank you. We held a meeting in Gwangju and Incheon this time, and from next Monday, we will hold a meeting in Daegu and the last meeting in Jasil Gymnasium. As we prepare for this conference, we are grateful that our hearts become close to God and we could pray. I hope that these meetings will together help to save many lives, and I believe that you will be happier. Thank you. See you next time. Goodbye.